Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Get Physical with Angelique. I'm Bobby, and today we are going to talk to you guys about goal setting. We say everything is the most important part of fitness. This is another really important part, though. It honestly is. And a little bit about good goals and bad goals. So Angelique, if I want to lose 20 pounds, I know I'm an incredibly sexy guy, so I probably don't need to lose weight, but if I wanted to lose 20 pounds, is the good goal to say, I want to lose 20 pounds and I'm going to check the scale every day? Should I do that, or is that a bad goal?
That's like the #1 thing not to do. So first of all, I don't think you need to lose 20 pounds. But let's just say that that was like the goal, that if anyone out there, that's like the number that you see. First, I would kind of translate it more into like a pant size or a dress size and kind of go buy that size. This is what I would do, and this is what I've done. Go and buy that size dress or pants and put it in your closet so that you see it every day when you wake up in the morning, okay? Do measurements on yourself. I would rather do measurements and take some before photos, which I've done for a lot of my clients and for myself, than to say, okay, 20 pounds. Because 20 pounds, you could fluctuate with a lot of water weight, muscle. So it really, I think you have to be a little bit more specific.
I like the dress or the pant size or whatever it is, because it's motivation, tangible the motivation right in front of you. And the number on the scale, if what I'm hearing is correct from you, the number on the scale doesn't always tell the whole story. You can be maybe 10 pounds overweight on the scale, but still be very healthy.
Absolutely. In fact, some people end up gaining a little bit of weight when they start trying to they're lifting weights and they're getting fit. So I wouldn't really go by that in that terms. But in terms of any goal setting, I think it has to do with being as specific as possible and also measuring the goal. So by saying, okay, in the next 2 months, I'm going to be a size, 8 or size 6 or whatever size you're looking to be. And giving yourself time to reach that goal, knowing it's going to be a process is another big part of that.
Now, you mentioned goals that's specific and measurable. It sounds like we should probably just throw the weight scale out the window.
Oh yeah,
no good?
The scale is like your enemy, honestly. You
wow.
can check in on it once in a while, but I wouldn't be getting on that scale every day, watching it, and then judging yourself based on the number on the scale. It really ends up messing you up psychologically. So I would go, in terms of like fitness and health, again, go more by the measurements. And how you feel, how you look, how you feel, and both your clothes and then also in the photos.
No, I think that's a good point. I mean, it is how you look, and how you look is going to dictate a lot of how you feel. But how you feel is maybe the most important. And if you feel healthier, if it's easier to look. I live on the 4th floor of an apartment building, and I always take the stairs and not the elevator. If it's easier to take the stairs one day after the next, that means you're getting healthier.
Yeah, exactly.
And you've succeeded at some level.
Yeah, you've succeeded, and it's just a baby steps. It's about taking those steps and knowing that it's, Rome wasn't built in a day, and you are definitely going to have to take small steps to reach the goal, and being patient and persistent in the whole process of it. Loving yourself through the process and just trying to be as positive as possible.
So let's talk about SMART goals. You mentioned SMART, measurable, realistic, tangible, that sort of stuff. Timely is another big issue.
Yes.
You have to have a time on it. What is the best way to set goals? If you could do maybe like 3 things with a goal, what would you do? What do they need to be? A time on it?
Yeah, I would put a time on it, like a measurable time. By X day, I will achieve this, that, the other. I like to create my goals on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, and kind of like, on a quarterly basis or annual basis, whatever works for you. At the beginning of the year, I'll make a huge list of everything that I want to accomplish, maybe for that entire year, or maybe for a 5-year plan. So I think it's about just being as broad as possible. It's like, what do you want out of your life? And then breaking it down to smaller steps. And it's just about, continually to break the bigger goal down into baby steps to achieve that process. So I think that the more you're able to write those things down and track your progress and check in with yourself, maybe every day, every month, every week, whatever works for you. But the more you're able to see the goal in front of you, the easier it's going to be for you to hold yourself accountable.
And it's that idea of different hierarchies of goals. So you have, like you mentioned, the weekly goals, which are short term, which are maybe little things.
Right.
Then you've got a monthly goal, which is a little bit bigger. And your year-long goal, or whatever it is the biggest picture that you have to work on every day, but you won't see come to fruition maybe for months and months.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's complicated. I mean, you have to write all this down. It's complicated. You mentioned writing it down. It's got to be something out of your head, right? You physically have to put it on paper.
I agree. I think that that's the #1 thing, is like you put it on the paper and it's real, and you're taking it out of your mind and you're putting it on paper. You're getting real with yourself, and you may want to get a friend that can hold you accountable to that goal, or maybe a group. I have a few friends. We call ourselves the accountability angels. So we meet every month. We set goals for ourselves, and we're like, hey, how are you doing with your goals? So maybe you want to have a group of friends that does that. So
Fellas, don't call yourselves the Angels, though. That's a girl thing.
yeah, you can call yourself whatever you want.
Whatever. Give
Have a
yourself a
friend.
team name.
That was kind of too much information.
So no, I like it because it's you're living what you're
Yes,
saying.
exactly.
Now, last thing that I'm going to wonder about with goals, if you don't see progress for a few weeks, at what point do you change your goals? Not that you failed, not that your body isn't responding, because it takes a while, but do you ever amend and adjust your goals if maybe you were a little too optimistic on the first 10 and you need to change something?
All the time, definitely. Sometimes we set really hefty, lofty goals for ourselves. Like, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. Like you said, you want to lose 20 pounds. You're going to lose it in a month or whatever. It's like you kind of have to break it down in smaller steps and be like, hey, maybe I didn't lose as much weight or inches as I wanted to by the time that I said I would, but I did lose whatever amount it was. Or, you know what, I'm gonna love myself even if I didn't get through that, and I'm just gonna continue setting a goal. Another thing that helps me too is making a vision board. So vision boards is just taking pictures and phrases or whatever things that motivate you, putting it on a bulletin board or maybe your refrigerator, and keeping those things representative of your goals in the front of your mind. So, and you will achieve them. So,
And it sounds like if you have to edit a goal or change a goal, that doesn't mean you failed.
no, you didn't.
Yeah.
You definitely didn't. It's just like you just have to reapproach it in a different way.
Well, guys, as we close down today on this episode, we want to know and we want to hear from you at home. What is your goal? So if you have a fitness goal to finish 2014 or maybe a goal for the next week, whether it's short-term or long-term, we want to know. So you can either comment below here on YouTube and tell us your goal, or get on Twitter or Facebook. I promise we don't bite. We're nice. Get on Twitter or Facebook, tell us your goal. Most of the time, that's true. Tell us your goal. We want to hear from you. For Angelique, I'm Bobby. That's it this week on Let's Get Physical. We'll see you guys next time.